Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the channel. I'm the Shotgun Shogun, and today's video is going to be about a game that I've been playing for a little while now and why I am so hype about this game. I'm very excited, and I'm sure that if you follow my streams or some of my content, you will have heard me talk about this game at one point or another. This game is Arknights, and it's kind of an RPG tower defense based mobile game. And so for those of you who do follow the channel, you'll know that I don't typically play games that aren't in English because I like to read my games, in which case, having to go through translations, things like that, stumbling around, really not the most fun for me. And I kind of broke that rule with this game. I have been playing this game very regularly, semi-casually. I don't want to burn myself out on the Chinese version before I get into the global launch, which is going to be coming up soon. It's going to be winter of 2019 when this is going to be released. And this video I've tried to make a couple of times, and every single time that I've made this, it's just sounded like a paid advertisement because of how hype that I am about the game. And I decided to just kind of throw the script out, and I'm just going to go through and talk about this game, why I think it's going to do really well in the North American market, how it has done in China and over the world, and things like that, because I do think that this is going to be a big game that is going to come to North America, as there's not too many games of this style. If you take a look at it, tower defense games are usually a one-time purchase. They're semi intricate, but not very. They're usually a top-down, very minimalistic graphics. Think things like Plants vs. Zombies, Bloons, there's Elemental TD, I believe, there's Green TD. There's a lot of tower defense type games. Now, I have heard people talk about how there's going to be a Type Moon tower defense that's coming out, and that's not really a tower defense. It's more of like a Battle Cat style game, and I don't think that it's going to be able to hold up against this game anyways, other than name recognition. Not that it's going to be coming to North America anytime soon. So realistically, like, this game was released on April 30th in China, and the very first month that this game was out, it absolutely destroyed every other mobile game that was on the market there. It brought in $37 million in the month of May. And to put that into perspective, for the month of May in 2019 in China, Omiyagi generated almost 24 million, and in second place was Naruto Blazing with 12 million. Third place was Fate Grand Order with only 4 million. And yeah, so realistically, like, that almost generated more revenue than the next three games combined. I know it was a little bit under, but still, regardless, it was really crazy when I started looking into how this game did in the Chinese market when it first dropped. Now, I didn't know anything about this game in the slightest until I saw a banner for it at Anime Expo this year. Yostar was there, and they were promoting this game along with Azure Lane, along with some other games that they are going to be handling as well. And when I saw the giant banners outside of the vendor hall, I was like, oh, what is this? The artwork looks really cool. Now, the thing is it looks very Girls Frontline-ish if you take a look at the characters themselves. The art style is very similar, and I've always really enjoyed this art style. The problem is I never really enjoyed the gameplay of Girls Frontline. So when I found out that this was a tower defense with this art style, I was immediately interested. I started looking up things on the wiki. I started looking up, things about the game. I started talking to people about it. Unfortunately, at the time I was really, really busy. So after Anime Expo, it kind of fell off of my radar a little bit until I had been talking to somebody in my Discord about it, at which point I was looking into it again a bit more, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna just play this game. Sure, I can't understand it, I can't read it, but it's been a minute since I have played a tower defense game, and I really, really wanted to play this, and I did, and I have just been on this game since then. Now, like I said earlier, I've been trying to play this very casually just so that I don't burn myself out. But like, as you can see here, like a lot of this artwork is very, very cool. And that's not even the final form artwork. They get obviously artwork as they go. Now, the big thing here is everything that I've read, and even with my account, this is a completely free to play account. And I've been doing pretty all right for not being able to understand anything that is going on with the game. Now, for the most part, it's the difficulty really, really ramps up at certain points. I remember when I was first playing through, I was like, oh, these first maps are really easy. When does the difficulty kick up? And then I just got to a map where I was just absolutely destroyed. Now, there is a lot of farming. There is a lot of doing things like that. This is basically a tower defense waifu collector game, in which case I love waifu collectors and I love tower defense, so it was a given that I would enjoy this game. So there are some criticisms, there are some hangups, there are a lot of things that I've looked into over the course of playing this game, and one of the things is like the energy. Sometimes people are saying there's not enough events, so it's a little bit boring. There's some dead weeks. I do think that it's potential that they are kind of slowing down events a little bit just so that they can get global out, so that global can catch up a little bit easier, but that's just my speculation on that. The game has still been doing pretty well, especially over the months after the game released. Obviously, most games when they first come out, they do amazingly huge, and then they kind of taper off into a steady state with things fluxing up and down as they put out banners and events. So the story is really, really cool. I'm very interested in the story. Obviously, I can't read the story, so there is a detriment there, but when it comes to the game and the story, it seems like it's going to be pretty good. I did peep a couple of translations of the story, and I didn't want to spoil it for myself because I want to play through everything as I can read it. But within a month of this game doing the pre-registration, we've already almost hit 100,000, which is the number that they were aiming for, and their marketing has been really, really cool. The hype that they've been putting out for it, because they put out these clues that they have the community the community has to figure out. Now, the next one is November 5th, and it's speculated that that's going to be the closed beta announcement and signups, and so we're kind of looking at potentially a late November, early December launch of this game. And I really, really think that depending on how the launch goes, how the marketing goes, I have faith in Yostar that they're going to do pretty well with that. This game could be a breath of fresh air to a very semi-stale mobile market. One of the things that I have been really, really looking forward to and looking for are games that break the mold of what every other game is doing. You can find any number of games that just have a prolific IP backing it that are just a generic gacha game. Take the One Punch Man game, for example, which was very disappointing. You have a lot of games like that, so when you see a game that doesn't really have a massive IP backing it, it's a breath of fresh air. I want to play it. I want to see what they bring to the table, because I feel like games like that try a bit harder. The community involvement is also a really big thing for me, and I think think that if North America gets on the game as much as China did, and Yostar has a bit of say in what is coming, they can help shape the developers to really move along the way of interesting events, different things, more skins. Obviously, I hope that this game gets the Azure Lane treatment when it comes to skins for my tower waifus and husbandos. So that will be really, really nice. The game does have a dorm system as well, and there's a lot more to do in this dorm than there was in Azure Lane. In Azure Lane, you just put furniture down. Yeah, you can put furniture down in some of these areas like this right here or this over here, but there's a lot more stuff to do in the dorm area than there was in Azure Lane, and that's really interesting to me. So I like decorating, but I like that I have more to do here. So it's really fun. Like I said, I've been playing this fairly casually when I can, and like the hype that's being generated is very, very huge on this. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how is received globally and how they roll this game out. There are quite a few like semi-anticipated games coming up at about the same time, but I don't think I've ever actually seen a game that does what this game does. So I think that being kind of a trendsetter, and if there are other waifu collector tower defense games, actually let me know, because I would like to try those out as well. But I think that the amount of polish that's on this game and just the aesthetics and the feel of it is very, very awesome to me. I'm a big fan of what they have going on, and I think that it's going to do really well. I know that I'm going to be playing it quite a bit. I'm going to be hyping it up quite a bit as well. I will be making content for it for sure. The other thing too, this is one of the things that I really liked as well, is that when you go in here, all of the towers are based on like animals or something. They all have a different aesthetic. Like here's your jaguar, here is your bull girl. And as they evolve, that becomes a lot more apparent as well. The other cool thing is that you can pull 5 stars out of like your friendship summons. Now, I don't know what any of these buttons here do or say at all, but I just put this in here and then I get free characters. You also have a semi-reasonable gacha. The gacha isn't too terrible, but it's definitely not Azure Lane levels of just giving you the waifus that you want. Now this panda girl over here in the back with the big fist, that is 100% my waifu. I am super excited about getting her because just the whole aesthetic is my absolute jam. Now everything that I have looked into, all of the stories that I've read, all of the guides that I've read, have said that this game is very, very free to play friendly, at least for the most part. They did say that the further that you get in, the more you are going to need some stronger towers. You are going to need to raise multiple towers because sometimes you need an AoE magic dealing tower, sometimes you need physical, sometimes you need a bunch of tanks, sometimes you need a bunch of healers, sometimes you need vanguards. There's a lot of in-depth gameplay going on with this game, and that's really cool to me, that there's the strategy. You have to do big brain high IQ plays to figure out the strategy, and then once you have that in place, the game will actually mimic the moves that you put out, so you can continue to farm the maps auto after you have already established yourself as being able to do that. So if I just go right in here, as you can see, I have this set on auto. So this is just going to literally auto play like I did with that other map as well. So that's really cool. There is the, how do I tweak this? How do I make it better? How do I, make my time faster? How do I do all of these things? And then you can just modify your whole layout and your whole plan with then making it completely auto. So there is a lot of farming like normal in most gacha games, but this does help ease that. So you will have a lot of stuff to do, especially early on as you are leveling everything up and making sure you're taking care of all of your stuff. But it's just a game that's really hyped to me. My dudes over at P Anime HQ, which they're going to be linked down in the description, follow them. They cover a lot of the revenue for it, and this is going to be another one of those games that I am going to be covering the revenue reviews like I did with Epic, like I do with Epic 7. So make sure you're looking forward to those, because I know that I am. I want to see how this game holds up being a brand new game with no IP backing it. Those are kind of the games that I've been really digging. So anyways, guys, this is just a little bit about why I am hype about Arknights. There is going to be quite a bit of content on the channel as I play through it. I will be streaming it as soon as it comes out, things like that, and make sure that you're following me for it, and I will just keep you up to date with as things come out. I will put something out on the 5th that lets you know what that clue was and what's going to be happening. Is it closed beta? What are we going to get? There's going to be a little bit of news as I get it on the channel for Arknights. But I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that you're just hyped up about Arknights as well, just like I am. I will cover some of the, things that people are concerned about, like the energy. You can burn through a lot of energy. It's kind of like FGO in a fact that like the higher level things that you do. So like if I'm going here, I can do this energy node for 20 energy, but down here it's 10 and this is 15. The higher you get, it just adds more. So you can potentially burn through all of your energy in a couple of maps, and then you have to refill. So there is that concern, but it'll be interesting to see how Yostar, how Hypergriff Studios handles all of this. I do think it won't be too bad. They'll probably, as long as they listen to the community and help mold things, make it easier, make it better for the player experience overall. But definitely will be checking this out. And right here, Naruto Ferret Girl is also my absolute aesthetic as well. Oh, by the way, I did mention that there were skins, and there's also live 2D, which will potentially be a thing in the future, but you have skins for your characters, and so that just gives me more hope that we're going to get some just really awesome Azure Lane level skins. And I know for a fact that this is going to be where a lot of my money for this game is going to go. I do hope though that they do balance it out very well, because I mean, it is premium currency for the skins. Hopefully they do give us quite a bit of stuff to roll for the gacha, so that the money that we're spending, real life money, is just for the skins for our waifu towers. But let me know if you're hyped for this game. Have you seen it? Is it even on your radar? Is it on your radar now? And I will catch you guys later with more news on this. Take it easy, homies. Peace.
Crack it.